is unique.
Now, members of the National Assembly have resumed business today after a month of recess. Top of the intro include the reconstitution of the electoral body IEBC, as well as approval or otherwise of David Kanja as the new Inspector General of the Police. Our senior political affairs reporter Daniel Kariuki is at Parliament's building and now joins us live for this story. Kariuki, we understand that MPs are back for quite a busy time for them. Tell us more.
Right, Grace, you said it right that this afternoon at exactly 2:30, the House, the National Assembly, will be resuming its sittings, its proceedings after more than a month recess. Remember, they have been on recess and though the committees have been ongoing, but this afternoon as they resume their sittings, they're going to be having quite a number of motions that they are going to be dealing with, as well as activities that are going to be taking place here at Parliament. And you have said it right, that top on the agenda is the reconstitution of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. Remember, it was already signed into law, the bill that was approved by the National Assembly, and the Senate was signed and sent into law by President William Ruto in an event that happened at the KICC that was attended by most of the top leadership in the country, and to see this happen. And well, the Parliamentary Service Commission was yet to forward their names to the selection panel, but all the other institutions that are supposed to forward the names did that. I remember it was the number was increased from 7 to 9 members of the selection panel that are going to be involved in reconstituting the IEBC, that is recruiting the IEBC commissioners, including the chairman. And it has been more than 2 years now as is without the electoral body, meaning some of the wards and constituencies that did not have their members of parliament, or rather some of the wards and constituencies that members of parliament may be passed on, and members of the county assembly, they have not had the by-elections, and so it means that they have not been having representations both in the county assembly as well as the National Assembly here for that period that we have not been having the IEBC. Apart from that, also the members will be approving, as you have said, the Inspector General of Police, David Kanja. Remember, this coming at the backdrop when there has been a back and forth between the judiciary and the police service. The withdrawal of security of the judges, and yesterday JSC were up in arms and calling on the police to reinstate the police officers. And Kanja will be approved by the National Assembly, and once approved by the National Assembly, he will be appointed officially by President William Ruto. Remember, already the Senate has approved Kanja as the IG. And also, top on the agenda is the consolidation of the bursaries. This is an issue that has raised a lot of back and forth that has come during the debate on the funding of the universities. And so the bursary issue also will be dealt with as the Parliament, or rather as the House seeks to see if they can consolidate all the bursaries. We are talking about the presidential, the county, as well as the members of Parliament CDF bursaries that are issued to students. They want the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, had proposed that all these be consolidated into one, and so that is something also that will be coming before the House to see if they come up with such a bill that will consolidate all the bursaries in the country and see one institution deal with it. That is just part of what will be happening, but of course there are much more other issues that are going to be brought to the House. We are going to be following keenly this afternoon to see some of these agendas that are going to be brought into the House. And of course, we will also be keen to see how the House will be going on with their proceedings. Remember, this coming when we are having a broad-based government. By the time the members of Parliament were going on recess, that's the time President William Ruto was forming the broad-based government, or rather the cabinet. And so we'll be keen to see how they're going to be operating, how the minority side will be operating, and how they're going to be associating with the majority side. Remember, the minority leader who was there initially, That's Opiyo Wandayi was appointed as a cabinet secretary, and now we have Junet Mohammed as the minority leader. We see the association between the minority and majority side in tackling or rather handling the House business as we move on once this session kicks off this afternoon at 2:30. We'll be keen and we'll keep the viewer updated. But for now, I want to hand it back to Grace Nganga in studio. Over to you, Grace.
Right. Thank you so much, Daniel Kariuki, for that brief. Remember, the National Assembly plenary sitting resumes this afternoon from 2:30 p.m. Kariuki will be standby just to listen to some of the motions that will be tabled in Parliament. We're going to see whether, what is good. Part of the entry, as he said, is the reconstitution of the IEBC, among other bills that we expect to be tabled in Parliament. But of course, Kariuki is on that bid from 2:30 this afternoon. Right, here on KTN News Desk, we take a very short commercial break. Please stay with us.